Hi, it's Christy of So to Speak, and I wanted to take a few minutes to discuss stress because who's not feeling that right now, right? And it can get incredibly overwhelming, even as or even because we're transitioning back into society. So some people may be feeling a lot of relief, and some people may be feeling even more terrified than when they were in the safety of their own home. So it's really not about where you stand on what's happening in the world. It's more about inside what you are processing and how you are processing it. So I just want to take a few minutes to walk you through some options that could be really helpful in alleviating any stress as it arises. Okay, so the first is to start paying attention. And if you're someone who isn't used to paying attention to what's happening inside of you, then it may be very unnerving. It's going to be highly uncomfortable. So I'm not really selling it that well, but long term, it is incredibly beneficial. Know that long term, by just starting to pay attention to what's going on in your body, you are gaining more control. So while we live in a world where even prior to COVID, everything was uncertain, we thought things were more in our control than they really were. And then COVID shined a light on that nothing really is. And at the same time, it's more about reframing it so that you really start paying attention to yourself, and also from there, what's in your control and what is not in your control. Oftentimes, we get so lost in emotion that we don't even realize that we are exhausting ourselves by thinking about things that are beyond our control. And so, by paying attention with ourselves first, then we can ground ourselves. We can just allow us to just tap in a little bit more, to feel a sense of safety, to feel a sense of security. And then from there, what happens is when our cortisol hormone, our stress hormone, is lower, then we're able to just see a broader perspective. So everything that was a little bit more tunnel vision just opens up a little bit more. So the first thing is to plant your feet on the ground and to do a body scan. You can do this sitting down, you can do it standing up, you can do it laying down before you go to bed, or if before you even get out of bed in the morning. You need a moment in the day and you're just like, I need to just lay on the couch and just, and you might fall asleep, so if you think that's going to happen, set a timer for like 15 minutes and you get a little cat nap and wake up a little bit more refreshed. So you can do a body scan sitting down, laying down. You could do it standing up, but I would recommend sitting or laying down so that you can get very comfortable without feeling like you have to hold yourself up. So the first thing you're going to do is if you're laying down, you're going to have everything uncrossed. You're going to be laying on your back. If you're sitting, you're going to sit with your legs uncrossed, your feet flat on the floor. You're going to just place your hands right on your thighs. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to take a deep breath in. So your belly's going to inhale as if it's a big yellow balloon, and then you're going to exhale out of your mouth. So you're going to inhale through your nose, filling up your belly, and then you're going to exhale out of your mouth. And you may find just doing that allows you to remind yourself that you're a living human who's breathing. We often forget that. Next thing you're going to do is you're just going to roll your shoulders back 3 times. You can do one at a time if you want to. If you're laying down, you can try to do that, or you can even just raise your shoulders up to your ears and drop them down. And one more time, raise them up to your ears and drop them down. And you're just going to check in with where you are physically. Our body speaks our mind. So we're going to tap into our body and just quiet our mind a little bit. And you're going to start at the crown of your head as if you have a scanner going down your body slowly. And as you start at the crown of your head, if you find any places in your body that are tight, constricted, closed off, you're just going to breathe. You're going to use your breath as if it is softening the spaces that are tight. So from the crown of your head, you're going to go down over your temples, down over your jaw, your neck, throat, shoulders, chest. We keep a lot of stress right in our chest a lot of the time that we don't even realize. So you're just going to breathe in, and you can hang out there. Even as I walk you through your body, you can hang out wherever or revisit it. And then you're going to go down to your belly, and your hips, and your thighs, your knees, calves, ankles, and feet. Before you open your eyes, you can just take one more big deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Slowly open your eyes. And check in with how you're feeling. So the body scan could be enough for you, and you could be done, or go back to it as many times as you want. But if you want to go further, the body scan is it's a great go-to always, because you're with yourself always. So it's an easy internal free way to check in and stop anything from going off the rails. So if you know that your indicator that you're starting to get stressed is that your throat starts closing up or that your jaw starts getting tight, when we get more comfortable with how our body is, then we'll know when it's out of sync. When we know what it's like when it's aligned and centered, then when it's out of whack, we know, oh, I need to eat something, or I'm thirsty, or oh, I'm a little overwhelmed. Okay, I need to fill in the blank. Call this person back. I need to make a list. I need to have this conversation. We get to check in before it gets out of control. So it's really useful, really, really useful. And then the second thing, if you want to go beyond body scan, would be to pay attention to how you're feeling emotionally. So when I say that, we often equate feeling with being soft, and it really couldn't be farther from the truth, because what happens is we shut off parts of ourselves when we're human beings, and we are made to feel a myriad of emotions. So when we're not allowing ourselves to feel something out of guilt or shame, or not feeling man enough or female enough, then we start disconnecting from ourselves, and then we fully go derailed. So to keep ourselves on our track and going forward and knowing when to pause, simply, it's been researched and proven that if we can name our emotion, it de-escalates it building up, and it just diffuses it within us. So there's a psychologist named Dan Siegel, and he coins it, name it to tame it. So if you can name your emotion, you're taming your emotion. It doesn't mean you're suppressing it. It just means you're allowing it to move out of you. So it could be that you need to go in your car and scream or cry or shadow box, but it also might just be naming your emotion, like just getting your mind out of feeling this ambiguity of how you're feeling. We like to just label things, and it allows us to feel a little bit more calm. So I'm going to add on a picture of an emotional chart at the end of this so that you can reference it. And it's about getting more specific than just I'm angry or I'm happy. It's about going into the detail of, okay, maybe you're angry, but are you feeling rejected? Are you feeling embarrassed? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling annoyed? The more specific that you get, the easier it is for you to go, oh, that's totally it. Okay. Ooh, it's not as ambiguous. And sometimes just naming it allows you to just breathe out whatever's going on and move on with your day. And the third, if you want to continue on, so we did the body scan, we did the name it to tame it, and then the third aspect would be to, if you have time to do this right at the moment, if not, I highly recommend going back to it later in the day or at night when you have a little bit more time. Just follow it. So if you're triggered by something at home or at work or at the gas station, it happens, then follow it. Like, why was I so jealous of this situation? Why was I so angry about that situation? What happens is when we follow that more, we end up finding out what we need. We end up finding out what we value. And we often feel like we need to push away the feelings that are quote unquote bad and just cover them up with all this like razzmatazz Pollyanna happiness. But it's not really true happiness if underneath it is like this darkness that's just kind of trying to seep up, and you're like, no, stay down, stay down. So find someone safe to do this with if this is something that you feel uncomfortable doing alone, whether it's a loved one or a friend or a therapist or a coach. Just find someone who, it might sometimes be easier to work with someone who has no vested interest, like a coach, myself, or a therapist. We hope the best for you always. And at the same time, you don't have to worry about us in a couple hours calling you and being like, honey, are you okay? You really seem upset. Or I just want to follow up because, we want the best for you, but at the same time, there's no real heavy vested interest. So yourself, go with what you think is the best to help you through this. And also make sure you're not shaming your emotions. So if you get embarrassed and then you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be embarrassed, then you're shaming your embarrassment and you're not allowing it to fully flow through you. All emotions are human and are more than okay. They are natural. Any emotion that is not felt at all, then you can't fully feel the opposite of it. So if you're not allowed, and it doesn't mean hurting people. So if you're angry, it's not about screaming at someone or punching someone at all. It's about allowing yourself to process, like, I'm so angry right now. Okay. And you allow it to flow through you, so that on the flip side of that, the joy and the love and the connection and sense of belonging you want to feel, you will feel that even heartier because you're allowing yourself to feel the emotions that are maybe a little bit more uncomfortable fully as well. So I hope that helps. I hope that sheds some light on some avenues that you can take to allow yourself to feel a bit less stressed right now. Beyond that, a walk is very underrated. Just going for a walk no matter how you're feeling, first thing in the morning to blow off steam, because you just want to. You need to move your body. Moving your body is one of the fastest ways to get out of your head, to get back in your body, to get ideas, to be able to problem solve. So just find a way to move your body, even if it's 10 minutes of dancing or jumping jacks, whatever, you know, it could be. You could go nuts and go like for a 6-mile run, but if that's not in you, you know, do a 5-minute dance party to like, I don't know why Kenny Rogers is coming to my head, God rest his soul, but Kenny Rogers or Dolly Parton, or like, let's even throw in Toto for good measure. Okay. All right. So if you need any further instruction for anything that was said, please feel free to email me, contact me, and we will go from there. And I wish you all the best and hope that you're all staying healthy and safe.